Manchester United to battle European giants in race for ex-Barcelona man as search for Rafael Varane successor begins. Manchester United prepare talks to sign £85 million Barcelona defender and other transfer rumours. Latest Man United transfer news and gossip as updates emerge on apparent interest in Barcelona star Ronald Araujo and Nice centre-back Jean-Clair Todibo. Man United eyeing Ronald Araujo and Jean-Clair Todibo as potential replacements for Rafael Varane. According to ESPN, Manchester United are willing to let go of Rafael Varane for free in the summer as part of a mass exodus. The France international has a contract until June 2025 at Old Trafford, but the club would be willing to terminate the deal in order to free up the wage bill and comply with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, PSR. For the outgoing Varane, Man United are eyeing replacements in Barcelona's Ronald Araujo and Nice Jean-Clair Todibo, according to the Manchester Evening News, Men. Barca's financial troubles mean no player is not for sale, and the Uruguayan could be shown the exit door should an offer arrive in the region of €100 million. For Todibo, United are likely to face competition from AC Milan and Spurs, according to Erik. The ex-Barca man will potentially be available for a comparatively smaller fee. Manchester United need to make a fair few calls before deciding upon which defender to replace Varane with. To start things off, it doesn't look necessary to terminate the French veteran's contract, who could still fetch some funds for the club in transfer fees given interest from Saudi Arabia. Secondly, with their director of football role still vacant, the club's new sporting owners need to make a call on whether they want Erik ten Hag to continue next season at the club. If they choose to dismiss him, they may need to settle for a temporary appointment before Dan Ashworth, or anyone for that matter, assumes the directorial duties to look after further managerial appointments. Lastly, regardless of whom they go for, United need to be prudent with their spending. Araujo's €100 million price tag, case in point, is the kind of fee the Red Devils ought to steer clear of for the time being. Learning from past mistakes is the first key step the Ineos group needs to take. Manchester United are busy gearing up for their return to Premier League action in the next few days. United have to wait until Monday night before they face Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. The Reds are battling to secure European football with just 4 top-flight fixtures left to play. Erik ten Hag's side are currently in 6th place in the Premier League table going into the clash against the Eagles. That could change if Newcastle claim all 3 points against Burnley on Saturday, just 2 days before United kick off against Palace. Even though the season is yet to reach its conclusion, United are already being linked with potential new signings. Rumours are already beginning to swirl around possible players that the Reds could target when the window reopens this summer. Reports are claiming that United are still interested in signing Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo. According to Court Offside, the Reds are preparing to enter negotiations with Araujo's representatives with a view to signing the centre-back at the end of the season. It has been claimed that Barcelona may consider letting Araujo go this summer if a suitable offer is made for the Uruguay international. The report states that a fee in the region of €100 million, £85 million, would need to be made to see the La Liga giants enter negotiations for Araujo's future. Elsewhere, United are reportedly not alone in showing an interest in signing Nice centre-back Jean-Clair Todibo. The Reds have been heavily linked with a move for the defender in recent transfer windows, but are yet to make a move to bring the player to Old Trafford. According to L'Équipe, via Get French Football News, United will have to battle against Atletico Madrid and AC Milan for the signing of Todibo. The former Barcelona defender has also been linked with Tottenham Hotspur in the past. Man United's last leadership team made a mess of Mason Greenwood's situation, but Ineos can change that. Manchester United tried to bring Mason Greenwood back into the fold last summer, but they went about badly and the decision backfired. The winds of change are continuing to blow through Old Trafford at a rate of knots. When Manchester United's key decision-makers get around the table this summer, there are going to be plenty of introductions to be made. Ineos' new football structure at United will eventually be headed by sporting director Dan Ashworth, who will report to chief executive Omar Barada. Jason Wilcox is already in post as technical director. For now, Jean-Claude Blanc will fill in for Barada, who begins work on July 13th. More changes and more departures could follow, but it's clear that there are new sheriffs in town. The people running the show have changed. Last summer it was Richard Arnold and John Murtough at the axis of power, but both have now left the club. Given Berrada's mid-July start date and the ongoing difficulties of agreeing a deal with Newcastle for Ashworth, things won't run entirely smoothly during Ineo's first summer in charge, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be determined to improve the decision-making at the club. You wonder what Ratcliffe made of the drama around Mason Greenwood last summer, at a time when he was still trying to agree a deal with the Glazers to invest in the club. Joel and Avram Glazer took a backseat to the decision, and Arnold and Murtough tried to reintegrate the academy graduate before being forced into a U-turn after backlash from supporters when the plan became public. By the end of the window, Greenwood had moved to Getafe on loan, and United had all but accepted he couldn't play for the club again, although their handling of the investigation into his conduct was criticised. The club concluded an internal investigation into the allegations made against Greenwood and revealed that they felt he did not commit the offences with which he was originally charged. The Crown Prosecution Service dropped charges of attempted rape, controlling and coercive behaviour, and assault occasioning actual bodily harm against Greenwood on February 2, 2023. But despite that finding, United and Greenwood agreed it would be best to rebuild his career away from Old Trafford, and a loan move to La Liga side Getafe was agreed in the final hours of the transfer window. The 22-year-old hasn't played for United since January 2022, and he has enjoyed a productive season in Spain, scoring 10 goals in 31 games, but Getafe won't be able to afford to make the move permanent, and Greenwood will return to Old Trafford this summer. Speaking in February, Ratcliffe wouldn't directly discuss the situation around Greenwood, but did outline the principles involved with such cases. "I can talk about the principle, I'm not going to talk about Mason. I'm familiar with it," he said. "The principle is the important one because we will have other issues going forward. You're dealing with young people, they've not always been brought up in the best of circumstances, who are very talented, they've got lots of money, and they don't always have maybe the guidance they should have. What we need to do when we have issues like that is we need to understand what the facts are, the real facts, not the hype, what the real facts are. Then we need to make a fair decision in the light of the club's values. That's what we need to do, and that's how we will do it." That left open the possibility that Ratcliffe could again try and bring Greenwood back into the fold, but Ineos will have surely learnt lessons from what happened when Arnold and Murtough adopted a similar approach. If the new structure in place is about making good decisions and timely decisions, then they can demonstrate that with Greenwood. A permanent move away from the club is a necessity this summer. Bringing in a good fee for a player that everyone in football knows has no future at United won't be easy, but this is where Ashworth or Wilcox can excel. If United can confirm Greenwood's departure early in the window and boost their transfer kitty in the process, it will be a job well done and a feather in the cap for United's new leadership team. Mason Greenwood isn't affected by insults from rival fans, says Getafe boss Jose Bordalás, as he says La Liga club will try to keep exemplary Man United loanee. Greenwood took his Getafe goal tally to 10 during loan spell from Man United. Clubs in England and across Europe are keen on taking striker next season. Arne Slot needs to be his own manager. Replacing Jurgen Klopp is an impossible job. Don't try to emulate him, listen to the It's All Kicking Off podcast. Getafe coach Jose Bordalás says Mason Greenwood is calm in the face of insults from rival fans and wants to keep the exemplary Manchester United exile next season. Forward Greenwood,